Your beautiful and unique smile is probably the first thing that somebody notices about you. And I'm sure that you've noticed that most people in the public eye have a brilliantly white, beautiful smile. Well, how do they achieve that? Having a bright white smile not only makes you look more attractive, but literally can take off between 5 to 10 years off your age. It really can help you turn back time. So in today's video, I'm going to share all of my tips, tricks, and secrets of my 22-year obsession with teeth whitening. Are you ready to turn back time? This is Lori Micah, and as a former Pfizer pharmaceutical sales rep, I learned a lot about how to research products to understand and uncover true efficacy by interpreting clinical trials. And these are the areas that I'm going to focus on when I share my tips and tricks to help you turn back time. And today we're going to dive deep, deep, deep into my obsession with teeth whitening, which really began in the 9th grade when I noticed a girl in my class had really beautiful white teeth, and I became obsessed with creating a white smile. And back then, of course, teeth bleaching really didn't exist. And about 20 years ago, when I discovered a teeth bleaching system by Vanna White. Yes, the Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune.
Hi, I'm Vanna White. You know, a great smile can be a real plus in life, but over time our teeth become stained and discolored. Well, now you can have whiter teeth in just days with the Perfect Smile system. Similar whitening systems from your dentist can cost over $500. But the complete Perfect Smile system and how-to video is just 3 low payments of $16.65 and comes with a money-back guarantee.
Well, it was about the time of my 10-year high school reunion, and I was really excited to have whiter teeth. And maybe they got a little tiny bit whiter, but I don't know that they made a very big difference. But today I'm going to share with you my bleaching secrets and several other tricks that you can use to help you whiten your teeth without bleaching them. Make sure that you stick around until the very end, because about a year ago, I discovered a secret technique that actually took my teeth whitening to the next level. So let's get started with probably the number one thing you do to have a whiter smile, which is brushing your teeth. And like I said, back in the 9th grade, I became obsessed with brushing my teeth. Back then, this was the only kind of toothbrush that we really had, and it does a marginal job of getting your teeth whiter. But if you're still using one of these, it's time to get rid of them because there are better products on the market. The first one I'm going to share is a link below for a Colgate disposable toothbrush that you can use that actually is an electric toothbrush with little batteries in them. It costs about $10. They have a 4.5 star review on Amazon with about 8,500 reviews. So that's pretty good if you want to go the inexpensive route. At the time of filming, those cost about $10. So I'm going to share what I personally use, which is a Philips Sonicare electric toothbrush. Now, this was recommended by my dentist about 20 years ago, and the models have changed over time, but this is the one that I use to achieve a brighter, whiter smile. There is no way with a manual toothbrush you could have the same effect that you can get with the rotations that you can achieve with an electric toothbrush. The reason I like this is that this one has 3 different settings on it. It is a clean, a white, and a gum care. And I really recommend that you use your electric toothbrush at least twice a day. That's all I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth in the morning and I brush my teeth before I go to bed. I also floss, which I will talk about later. But for this type of toothbrush, you want to make sure that you're using a soft, bristled toothbrush. It's not really for the enamel as much as it is to protect your gums. Your gums can actually be damaged if you use this too hard. This actually has a little sensor on it that will alert you if you are pushing on your teeth too hard. So you really cannot overuse this or use this incorrectly. The other thing I really like about a toothbrush like this is that it gives me a little vibration as I'm brushing my teeth as a signal to switch to quadrants. And I'm going to share a secret that not very many people know about me, but I do not brush my teeth standing in front of the mirror. Now, if you are one of those people that likes to brush your teeth and you open your mouth and just let that toothpaste drip into the sink as you're brushing your teeth, you won't be able to do this. But my secret tip and trick is that I actually brush my teeth in bed. I know it sounds crazy, but stay with me. There's actually a really specific reason that I do this. I noticed a long time ago that when I would brush my teeth in front of the mirror, I would become very easily distracted. I'd be distracted by the dog walking into the room. I'd be distracted by different things on my face. Do I have a sunspot? I would be distracted about my hair, what I was wearing, and then my thoughts would totally wander. So I decided one day, for whatever reason, to brush my teeth in bed. And when I brush my teeth in bed, I become very present and I pay very close attention to what I'm doing as I'm brushing. I make sure that as I'm brushing the quadrants, I'm brushing the front surfaces of my teeth, the flat surfaces of my teeth, and then the back surfaces of my teeth. And then I wait for it to vibrate and I move to the next quadrant. And in this way, I'm able to stay very present. I'm not distracted by anything. I am just fully involved in brushing my teeth. So I would give it a try and see what you think about it. But it's just something I've been doing for a long, long time. Now, a toothbrush like this is not an inexpensive purchase. At the time of filming this, cost about $150. I'll have the link below. But I will say that this has a 4.8 star review with 18,000 reviews. So I'm not the only one out there that thinks that this is a great value. And truly, if you want to do something to enhance the whiteness and brightness of your teeth, this is a great first start. Okay, the second tip I'm going to give you is also a non-invasive way to make your teeth look brighter. Now, for the men out there, this isn't probably going to work for you, but right now I do not have anything on my lips. I just have a clear gloss. But if you really want to enhance the coloration of your teeth, you have to pay attention when you're using lipstick to the underlying tone of color that you're using. And by using a blue undertone, you can actually whiten your teeth. So if you've ever dressed up as a clown for Halloween and you've put that white makeup on your face, no matter how white your teeth looked before you put that white makeup on, with that white against your teeth will look yellow. So it's really the same with whatever you put on your lips. And if you look at lipstick shades, they come in a variety of different color variations. So one red lipstick is not the same as another red lipstick. You have to consider the undertone. So a lot of red lipsticks will have an orange or a yellow undertone, which is a warm tone. But by using a blue, which is a cool undertone, it will actually enhance the brightness and whiteness of your teeth. Okay, the next tip that we're going to talk about is about one that you need to consider when you are picking a dentist. And if you already have a dentist, that's great, but I'm going to share a little video clip from my friend Melinda, who is also my dental hygienist, about a special tool that my dentist office uses that actually makes my teeth whiter.
I'm fortunate enough to clean Lori's teeth, and they are beautiful. But this device really makes her feel very confident with her smile. This is a brand name Cabotron, but it's an ultrasonic cleaner. And what it utilizes is magnetic technology. This is all magnets. And this little baby tip here rotates 30,000 rotations per second. So it puts up a really loud noise. But the water comes out to cool the tip, but it also kills bacteria and helps us to remove a lot of things.
So it's the stain removing that you will only get in a technology like this. 30,000 rotations, that's such a huge advantage, and you can see why that would make a difference between traditional technology in a dentist's office. So make sure that you are looking for a dentist that has a newer technology like this if you are trying to really remove the most stains that you can.
Okay, so now that we've talked about several different ways that you can increase the whiteness of your teeth, I want to dive in a little bit deeper and talk about bleaching. I have been bleaching my teeth for probably 22 years now, starting with, of course, with the Vanna White, which wasn't very helpful. But about 10 years ago, I talked to my dentist and he recommended a product that they carried in their office by a company called Opalescence. This is what it looks like. And it comes in actually it comes in 4 different strengths. I use a 35%. I'm also going to recommend a 20% and a 15%. I used to have to buy this exclusively at my dentist's office. It would cost me about $50 for a 4-pack. But I just discovered very recently that Amazon carries this exact brand on its site, and it is the real thing. It is not a knockoff. It is the real Opalescence. And you can read the reviews. There are over 8,000 reviews with between a 4.5 and a 4.6 stars. And when I dug into the reviews, the thing that I noticed the most is that people would often have a problem with tooth sensitivity. So let's talk about your teeth. And I know that sometimes people can be very concerned that they're going to cause damage to their enamel. So what is your enamel? Your enamel is that surface that covers the front of your teeth. It's a mineralization, and actually it is the hardest substance in your body. On the Moore's hardness scale, it is rated as a level 5. And that's right in between the hardness of steel and titanium. The enamel on your teeth are truly meant to last you for a lifetime. And when our teeth come in, they're little pearly white teeth, but they change over time due to our diets. So what you're eating can actually cause stains on your teeth. So what you drink, things like coffee, tea, brown pop or soda, red wine, juices that have a color to them, tobacco products, and certainly any type of food can cause stains on your teeth. So we have 2 different types of stains that affect the enamel: extrinsic and intrinsic. So let's talk about the extrinsic stains first, which of course are the outer stubborn stains that you probably see when you smile and look in the mirror. And this is what your toothpaste is trying to eradicate and erase when you use it. And this is actually what whiteners like a whitening toothpaste or a Crest white strip that you buy over the counter uses. They use an abrasive type of tool to remove those outer stains. And sometimes those stains are so stubborn that they can't be removed with one of those products. The second type of stain, though, is a little bit harder to get rid of, and that is an intrinsic stain. The surface of your enamel has teeny tiny pores that allow different substances like food stains to get in and get underneath the enamel. And so that's why sometimes when you use different products, your teeth still aren't as white as you would like them to be. The only way to get rid of those types of stains is to penetrate the enamel. And so it opens those pores, and oxygen molecules actually adhere to those stains, break them apart, and it sends oxygen throughout your entire tooth, causing a whitening effect for the entire tooth surface inside and outside. And that's really the only way that you'll probably ever achieve the whiteness that you desire. But there's a caveat to that, and I want to make sure that you understand that for most people over the age of 40, over the age of 50, about 40% of them have some type of cosmetic dental implant like a crown or a bridge. And these crowns and bridges, although they can be cleaned a little bit, they are already equipped with a certain whiteness on the whiteness scale. And if you begin bleaching your teeth and you go in excess of the crown that you already have, your teeth may show a difference and you may not have a result that you like. I'm going to share, I have very few cavities, but I do have a couple, and I do have 2 crowns, and I'm going to show you where they are. They're this tooth and this tooth. And because I had been bleaching my teeth for a long time when I got my crowns, my dentist was actually able to very closely match my shade of my crown with my actual teeth. So if you already have a yellowness to your teeth and your crowns or bridges were matched to that color, you need to be very careful when you're bleaching, because you don't want your teeth to become so white that it's now noticeable that you have implants or devices in your mouth. Now, of course, your dentist absolutely can replace those and go with a lighter shade if that's something that you desire, and you'd have to talk to your dentist about that. But that is, of course, an option. But I just wanted to put that out there as a caveat to warn you that you want to be careful with that if you're going to take part in bleaching your teeth. So I've already shared the bleach that I use, and now I'm going to share the process that I use it in. First of all, I have custom little trays that are actually molds of my teeth. And so when I put them in, they adhere very closely to my teeth. Now for you, you may not have custom teeth. So what I'm going to include is a link below for some trays that you can buy on Amazon. And they allow you to put them in boiling water, and they're not too hot. You put them in your mouth and they're malleable. And then they adhere slightly to the outline of your teeth so that you can use a bleaching agent a little bit more properly. If you're not comfortable with that, then just buy some type of a mouth guard that people would use for sports and put that in without molding it to your teeth. Okay, now the way that I use this, the directions actually say to squeeze this into the molds of your tray and put it in your mouth, but that's not how I do it. Like I said, I've had a lot of experience. I've been using this for over 10 years, and I've learned a few tricks that are really super helpful. First of all, when you experience yellowness in your teeth, a lot of the yellowness is around the outer edges and in between your teeth. And those are areas that are very difficult to get. So what I like to do is I like to squeeze a little bit of the bleach solution on my finger, and I very carefully put them very thinly over my teeth, making sure that I'm squeezing it into the spaces in between my teeth. And then before I'm done, I not only do the front, but I do the back. And I'm going to share why this is really, really super important. Several years ago, I bleached my teeth. And when you open your pores, if you do not, if you're not careful about what you're eating, you actually can stain or restain your teeth down at that deeper level of your teeth. And I, by mistake, drank some tea and caused a yellowness in my teeth that took me a long time to get rid of. I was bleaching my teeth and trying to get rid of it, and it wasn't working. And one day I was on a plane and I was just admiring the beautiful clouds in the sky, and I was noticing the sunlight filtrating through the clouds, and it suddenly occurred to me, oh my gosh, I was only bleaching the front of my teeth. So if you think about it, when you're eating, when you're drinking, your discoloration is not happening just on the front of your teeth. It's happening on the back of your teeth as well. So you need to be very careful and make sure that you're bleaching both sides. So the other thing I do then is put some of the bleach solution on my fingers, and very carefully, I just put it and apply it on the back part of my teeth. Now, I will challenge you to see how yellow the backs of your teeth are. I bet you're going to be shocked when you see this. Take a small handheld mirror, put it under your teeth, and then look in a mirror in front of you to see how yellow they really are. It's absolutely incredible. So you want to make sure that you're bleaching all sides of your teeth, including that flat surface area. And then remember, I said you're going to just put a very thin layer, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to insert your tray and have all that bleach squeeze out and go on your gums. A lot of the sensitivity that I've read about and that I've personally experienced happens at the gum level. So when I insert my tray, I have a Kleenex ready, and I just take it and I just dab off any of the excess bleach that's squeezed out and is going to get on my gums, because you will notice a tingling. Sometimes you'll get a bubbling, and that's from the reaction of the active ingredient in this, which is carbamide peroxide. So that's the active ingredient that's causing that oxygen to penetrate into the crevices in your enamel to help bleach your teeth from the inside out. Follow the directions. And I would really recommend that if you have never bleached your teeth before, that you start with the smaller concentration of 15%, working up to a 20% and eventually a 35%. The way that I personally do this, because I have built up the sensitivity of my teeth over time through some special toothpaste that I'm going to talk about in a second, but I do bleach my teeth with this solution on my teeth overnight. That's not what the package says to do. I would follow and use it for a smaller amount of time until your teeth are used to bleaching. And for you just beginning, I would bleach your teeth 1 or 2 days in a row, and then take care of making sure that you don't cause the yellowing by eating the wrong foods, which I'll also talk about in a second. And then you can maybe try to bleach them again in a week or so later. All right, the second part of this is going to be the key to alleviating sensitivity. So after I had been bleaching my teeth for about 5 years, one day I walked out into the cold and my teeth were so sensitive, they hurt. Oh my gosh, it was awful. And I went to my dentist and he wrote me a prescription for Prevident toothpaste. And this prescription has 2 active ingredients in them. It has a 5% solution of something called potassium nitrate. And it also has a 1.1% solution of sodium fluoride. Now, in over the counter, which is what I'm actually going to recommend, you don't need this if you're going to use this for teeth bleaching, because that 1.1% of sodium fluoride is actually for cavity and protection of your teeth. And the reason that it's a prescription is because if you use it incorrectly or too much, it can cause white streaks on your teeth. But what I am going to recommend is Pro Enamel Sensodyne toothpaste, which you can buy. There will be a link below. It costs about $20 for a 3-pack. And it has 18,000 4.8 star review. So it really, really does work for sensitivity, because what you're trying to eliminate is sensitivity of your teeth in cold weather, but also drinking cold and hot beverages. And the item in this that is going to actually help prevent that is the 5% potassium nitrate, which is what is in that Sensodyne over-the-counter toothpaste. And what it does is it just builds up your enamel protection and it relieves sensitivity. Remember, I talked about how the bleaching opens up those pores. Well, this toothpaste actually closes those pores. And so you can use this proactively. I would recommend using that toothpaste, for 1 or 2 weeks prior to your first bleaching session. Now, the way that I bleach my teeth, because like I said, I've been doing it for a long time, is that I only bleach my teeth twice a year. And I do it directly after I've been to the dentist and I've had all that tartar and all that plaque built up removed from my teeth, because my teeth is the cleanest surface it's ever going to be. And then I do my bleaching, and I usually do it once. Sometimes I have to do it twice, and then I forget about it until my next session. But there is a protocol that you are going to need to follow if you're bleaching your teeth, and that is that for the first 24 specifically, and I would actually recommend 48 hours, you need to be very careful about what you eat. So remember, I referenced that the foods stain your teeth. Well, if you think about it, any type of food that you would consume that would leave a stain on a white shirt like this is probably going to stain your teeth. And while your teeth are in the state where the pores are open, you do not want to create more of those intrinsic stains by consuming foods that would penetrate that enamel at that time. So you really need to wait for about 48 hours before those pores close back up again after bleaching. So what I do is I have a white diet, which means, unfortunately for a lot of you, you need to stay away from coffee, tea, dark sodas and pops, colored fruit juices, red wines, tobacco products, specifically chewing tobacco products. Now, I know for a lot of you, you probably don't want to give up your coffee or your tea or your caffeine. So if you really, really cannot abstain from having these liquids, use a straw and just be very careful that you're not getting it on your teeth. If it gets on your teeth a little bit, just take a drink of water, rinse your mouth, use some saliva. That's what you're going to do, is clear it. It's not going to be an instantaneous. It just has to sit on the surface for a while. That's why using a straw will help mitigate that. I personally am addicted to Diet Mountain Dew, which is not clear. It has a little bit of food dye in it. So I am really careful even with this after I bleach my teeth. So that's the white. Have a white diet. Consume foods like potatoes, rice, water, clear beverages, and you will be good to go. Okay, so that concludes the teeth bleaching process. The last thing I promised that I would share with you is my secret tool that I discovered about a year ago. So my friend Melinda, who you saw as my dental hygienist, gave me a floss that she said is her all-time favorite floss. And I thought, isn't a floss just a floss? You know, I've always traditionally used those wax flosses, but she said, no, this floss is very different and you're really going to love it. And when I used it, what I noticed were those stubborn, more yellow stains that were around the outer part of my teeth and between my teeth started to completely go away. And it actually aided me in creating the brightest smile that I feel like I have ever had. And the reason that this floss is a little bit different is because it's made with coconut fibers. And as you use it, you'll notice it kind of grips your teeth and it starts to kind of spread apart and the fibers become larger because it's actually grabbing onto any plaque and any of those things would cause the yellow stain and it's taking them off of your teeth. And I don't just use this, I don't just put it between my teeth and pull it up and push it down. I actually wrap it so it's kind of wrapped around like a U shape around my tooth. And I use it and I kind of scrub as I pull down and then I pull it the other way and I scrub as I pull down. And this is really the secret to the whitest teeth. This is called Cocoa Floss. I'll have a link below. It's a little bit expensive for floss. It costs about $12 for a 4-pack of the travel. And it's a little bit more for the different, the larger size. But I really recommend that you would try it. It has 4.3 stars for like 1,800 reviews on Amazon. And I really, really have found that it has made my teeth the whitest that it could be. So now that I've shared all of my bleaching tips and tricks, what is this going to cost you? Well, a lot less than it's going to cost if you were to get veneers to whiten your teeth. But if you use the bleaching product, Opalescence, the Sensodyne toothpaste to help alleviate any sensitivity, the bleaching trays, and the floss, this is going to cost you a little bit less than $75. And these products should last a good 1 to 2 years. I would absolutely recommend storing your Opalescence bleaching that you're not using in the refrigerator just so that it lasts longer. Okay, so I think I've shared all of my tips and tricks, and now I'd really love to hear from you. Make sure that you are responding and putting your comments down there because I want to know what your results are. What did you like about this? What has worked for you? And when you share this, not only are you sharing your experiences, but you're helping other people to learn also. So please make sure you're putting your comments down. And then of course, please subscribe so that you are alerted. You can hit that little bell icon so that you're alerted when I have new content coming out to help you turn back time. Now, I'm very passionate, of course, about the outer beauty, but I'm even more passionate about your inner beauty. And so I do have another channel where I help you connect with your inner empowerment. I am really all about empowering people to have their best life. So I'm going to share a couple of videos that address the inner beauty and the inner empowerment. But thank you for joining me today, and I truly wish you luck on having the brightest, whitest, best, most confident smile that you can create.